Now, I'm frequently asked, will I get a better deal on a used car if I buy it from a private owner rather than buying it from a used car dealer? Well, the answer to that is yes and no. There are pros and cons to both. For example, on the pro side, when you buy from an individual, the cars are generally cheaper, but there are reasons. One reason is the fact that an individual doesn't have the overhead cost of running a car dealership. On the other side, you have to understand this. You're buying a very expensive, high-ticket item from a complete and total stranger. This isn't an iPod we're talking about here. And remember, if you buy from a private individual, it's yours. There's no recourse. In most all states, laws and regulations that might protect you with a bad purchase frequently only applies to those instances when you buy from a licensed dealer. Plus, you'll have to arrange your own financing. Now, when you buy from a dealer, whether franchise or independent, you also end up getting an extra level of protection. Typically, you can purchase either a manufacturer-certified used car or an independent-certified used vehicle, both offering you peace of mind and assurances that the vehicle has been gone over very thoroughly. A reliable licensed dealer has his reputation on the line also. He's got his name out there. A dealer can offer financing in most cases, and you'll be able to get individual attention and sound advice from a professional sales consultant. Now, you'll pay more for this additional protection and peace of mind, but you'll have recourse. Remember, there's no assurance any vehicle will be totally trouble-free, so you'll want to take the vehicle to a mechanic to have it checked out. Using a source like Autotrader.com may aid in your search for a reliable dealer near you. Using social media to your advantage. Using sites like Yelp or Google Places or DealerRater.com helps you find out what others are thinking about the car you're buying and the place you're thinking about doing business with. Well, now comes a tricky part of your used car buying experience. How much should you pay? Now, there are several ways to approach this somewhat daunting task, but if you do your homework, see, and you thought homework was just for school and it would end once you graduate, not going to happen. Now, you can end up with a great used car at a great price just by doing your homework. First of all, you must understand that when it comes to used car pricing, there is no invoice price that many consumers have become so accustomed to hearing about. You see, used car prices are dictated by how much a dealer pays for the vehicle, either when they bought it at an auction where they bid on the vehicle, or what they paid for it when some other customer traded it in on another vehicle, or what they paid for it from someone who just wanted to sell it. Once a dealer buys this used car, then they'll recondition it, which will add to the original cost they paid for the vehicle. What they'll do is wash the car, check hoses, belt, brakes, and so on, all adding to the cost. So you see, terms like invoice and MSRP, manufacturer suggested retail price, really doesn't apply to used cars. Well, you got the general idea on types of prices, and you're checking sources out like Edmunds.com or Kelley Blue Book. These are the sources you need to use. Remember, these are only guidelines, however. Sellers aren't obligated to price the cars they're selling at these prices. A seller will take into consideration such issues as limited availability of a particular model, overall condition, and market demand, among other factors. But these sources are a good place to start. Your local bank or credit union can also help you because they have access to other pricing sources such as NIADA or Black Book. You'll want to be familiar with the classification process of these various sources. What I mean is, the vehicle price is impacted by its classification. For example, does it have high mileage? Is it rough? Is it average? Is it clean? Is it extra clean? Mileage is also a factor in this process. Traditionally, 12,000 to 15,000 miles a year is generally the accepted mileage driven per year. So a 5-year-old car generally has between 60 and 75,000 miles on the odometer. Previous body work, paint work, and accidents all have a dramatic impact on the fair market value of a used car. We'll talk more about that body damage and how to recognize it later on.